A bold statement from U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance has sparked controversy and raised eyebrows. In a recent visit to Jerusalem, Vance slammed Israel's parliament vote on West Bank annexation, calling it an insult. But here's where it gets interesting. Vance's remarks come at a time when the U.S. is pushing for peace and stability in the region, with a focus on Gaza. The U.S. administration under President Donald Trump has been actively involved in brokering a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. Vance's visit to Israel was part of this intense diplomatic effort. He announced the opening of a military coordination center in southern Israel, where U.S. troops are working with Israeli forces and other delegations to plan the reconstruction of Gaza. A controversial move? Vance's criticism of the Knesset vote on West Bank annexation has sparked debate. He described it as a stupid political stunt, emphasizing that the Trump administration's policy is clear. The West Bank will not be annexed by Israel. This stance is in line with the U.S. government's opposition to the bill proposed by far-right politicians in the Israeli parliament, which aims to give Israel authority over the occupied West Bank. Secretary of State Marco Rubio also voiced his criticism of this move, stating that it could threaten the peace deal. The bill passed with a narrow margin, but its future is uncertain, as it may not gain majority support in the 120-seat parliament, and Prime Minister Netanyahu has the power to delay or defeat it. A visit to the Holy Sepulcher. Amidst these diplomatic tensions, Vice President Vance visited the Church of the Holy Sepulcher in Jerusalem's Old City. This ancient basilica holds great significance for Christians, as it is believed to be the site of Jesus' crucifixion, death, and resurrection. Vance's visit to this sacred place underscores the importance of religious and cultural heritage in the region. He is also scheduled to meet with Israel's defense minister and other officials to discuss the ongoing peace efforts. A delicate balance. Vance sought to clarify the U.S. position towards Israel, emphasizing that they do not want a vassal state, but rather a strong partnership and an ally. This statement addresses concerns that the Trump administration might be dictating terms to its closest ally in the Middle East. Prime Minister Netanyahu echoed similar sentiments, acknowledging differences of opinion while working towards the U.S. proposed ceasefire agreement. The Israeli media has coined the term "babysitting" to describe the continuous visits by American officials, ensuring Israel's compliance with the fragile ceasefire. The plight of Palestinians in Gaza. While diplomatic efforts continue, the situation in Gaza remains dire. Palestinians are in desperate need of medical care, and the World Health Organization has evacuated critical patients from the Gaza Strip. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, the head of WHO, called on nations to show solidarity and provide medical assistance to the thousands still awaiting approval for treatment outside Gaza. An official from the UN Population Fund described the devastation in Gaza, stating that there is no such thing as a normal birth there. Andrew Saberton, an executive director at UNFPA, highlighted the challenges faced by Palestinian women, who often lack access to hospitals and even private spaces in tents. Some have given birth in the rubble or beside the road. Access for journalists. In a separate development, Israel's Supreme Court is considering whether to allow international media access to the Gaza Strip. The Foreign Press Association, representing numerous news organizations, has requested the court to order the government to open the border. The court has given the state 30 days to present a new position, taking into account the current situation under the ceasefire. Israel has blocked reporters from entering Gaza since the war began in October 2023. The FPA expressed disappointment with the government's position, calling it unacceptable. The group's request for access was initially rejected due to security concerns, but they filed a second request in September 2024, with the government repeatedly delaying the case. Palestinian journalists have bravely covered the war for international media, facing tough restrictions, shortages, and displacement. According to the Committee to Protect Journalists, over 200 Palestinian journalists have lost their lives to Israeli fire. Tanya Kramer, chairperson of the FPA, emphasized the need for Israel to lift the closure and allow journalists to do their work alongside their Palestinian colleagues. This complex situation in the Middle East highlights the challenges of maintaining peace, addressing humanitarian needs, and ensuring freedom of the press. The U.S. administration's role in brokering a ceasefire and its stance on West Bank annexation add further layers to this intricate diplomatic puzzle.